Hey, what's up everyone? So this is going to be my reaction to FBE reacting to Andi Mack. So it's kind of like Reactception or something, but I just want to preface this by saying that I love the Fine Brothers, and I've been watching them for a really long time, pretty much ever since I started watching YouTube. But a few years ago, they were involved in that big controversy. You guys probably know about this, but they wanted to trademark the word react, right? And they started taking down reaction videos that supposedly had their reaction format, whatever that means, because the truth is reaction videos have been around long before the Fine Brothers even had a presence on YouTube, right? So it's crazy for them to try and do that. So I actually unstanned for a while, but about a year ago I started watching their videos again, and I was like, alright, whatever, I guess they learned their lesson. And it's really cool that they're reacting to Andi Mack just because so many people in the fandom asked. I mean, this is all thanks to you guys that Andi Mack is getting more and more recognition and more people are reacting to it. So anyways, yeah, let's just dive right into it.
Yeah? And I said, yes, I'm happy for Andi.
Oh, I know this part.
But I'm also not happy.
Why?
You jealous?
Drama.
Cyrus, do you like Andi?
Oh, he was so scared.
You like Jonah?
Oh!
This brings me back.
Jonah's boy, right? He's gay! Oh, you would never see this in a Disney Channel show, and I was watching Disney Channel.
This
Same.
thing gives me goosebumps. These kids are really good.
I feel weird.
Oh.
Different, don't you?
It's making me emotional,
Seems
guys.
the right thing to do.
Thought of telling anyone else. You'll be okay.
Oh, is he crying?
Oh, wowzers, those waterworks are starting to come. I hate when people that are gay and lesbian, they say that they're different, but they're not really different. Whew, is this a try not to cry challenge? Because if it was, I would have lost immediately.
I happen to...
Yo, I mean, the fact that he has the emotional depth to comprehend the magnitude of that coming out scene is just incredible. I mean, he's what, like 9, 10 years old? That's awesome. And like, watching kids get emotional just make me pretty teary-eyed too, so that was really sweet. That was really sweet.
It was like since like when I was younger, but then I heard about this show.
If I were in that boy's position or whatever, I think I would see a lot of hope with this.
So, how did it go? Did you tell him?
Aww.
This is the clip that went viral that I was seeing on Twitter everywhere.
Iconic scene. The first time a Disney Channel show said gay.
The other kids seem to be very
Cyrus,
supportive.
help. You'll know when it's the right time.
Cyrus, help. I'm not recognizing anything here.
Oh god, is that Jonah? He's so
that,
cute.
of course, is Aunt Ruth's bagel. That's your classic bagel and blocks. That's gefilte fish. Skip that. And I'm gay.
Okay.
I guess that was the right time.
And I'm gay.
Man, going back to all these scenes
really
is
good
awesome.
kid.
We all wish it could be so easy. It's usually not that simple in real life.
These are not the kind of shows I grew up with.
It should be that simple. I mean, coming out should be simple, right? Like, how cool would it be if it was so simple that it was obsolete one day? And what I mean by that is, how cool would it be if the LGBT community was so integrated as part of the norm that coming out would no longer be necessary? I mean, I know that would be a pretty cool world.
The channel has this reach across all kinds of different political backgrounds that to see something so casually like that is something completely different for a kid that might be living in a more conservative city.
So before we get started, we're reminding the people at home that we filmed this in Southern California, so a lot of the opinions aren't necessarily going to be everyone's thoughts on this topic.
Yeah, definitely, we definitely have more of like a liberal show here, and that's what I always see those comments.
So we have some more to show you in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Colorado myself, and we're what's considered a purple state, I guess, which is like an even mix of conservatives and liberals. But my particular community that I live in, we believe in inclusivity and accepting different people from various different backgrounds, and we believe that everyone deserves basic human rights. And fun fact, Jared Polis, he's the governor of Colorado. He's actually the first openly gay governor in U.S. history. Oh, and he happens to be Jewish, which is a funny parallel to Cyrus. Oh, and Joshua Rush, I guess, since he's pretty big on politics and stuff, so I just thought that was a funny connection.
Disney. I'm glad they're dragged into the 21st century.
I'm a little surprised.
Me too.
I don't know if they were pressured into it, because I know, like, the LGBT community, you know, they have a real strong force in society.
Have you heard of it?
No, I
don't know if I agree with that. Because if the LGBT community really does have a strong force in society, Cyrus's storyline on Andi Mack would not be necessary. I'm gonna just let that sink in for a minute.
I know that. I watched season 1 because I think actually my brother was the one that told me about the show, and he's 6 years younger than me, and so we started watching season 1 together.
Is this what you normally see from characters on Disney?
Yeah, that's a similar story to mine. So I was babysitting my nephew one day. He's 9 years old, and he was watching Andi Mack. And I was watching, and I was like, man, this show is really diverse and inclusive. Like, there are 3 Asian American leads. You know, Cyrus is Jewish, Buffy is African American. I'm like, this is some quality children's programming, man. So after I got done babysitting him, I actually like binge watched the entire first season. And hey, I've been hooked ever since. So
TV or shows are kind of geared towards kids. Young. So why do you think that some adults don't want kids to know about people who may be gay?
I don't know. I think kids should be seeing this. It's perfectly fine. If they're allowed to see a boy and a girl, they're allowed to see a boy and boy.
Some adults who have really strict rules, like you cannot be gay. That's final. And I'm thinking, go ahead. It doesn't matter. I feel like the people that don't like gay people, and like everything else, it's probably because they didn't learn when they were young. Like, I'm glad my parents taught me that everybody can live their life. And I do remember when I was young, anything, honestly, in my head I was like, what the heck is this dude talking about? Like, Benny was there and I was like, what is he talking about? Like, get some sense in your brain. But now I understand it because my parents taught me.
What do you think of Disney's decision to have storylines about a young
I love
person
that.
who's gay?
See, and that's a testament to good parenting. Like that kid Lucas just said, you know, when he was 5, he made a pretty ignorant statement, and then his parents taught him about inclusivity and about acceptance, and, you know, now it's reflected in his reaction. So I think, you know, appropriate parenting definitely plays a part in molding your kids to be more accepting individuals. So hey, kudos to Lucas's parents, man. And like I said, I've been watching the Fine Brothers for a really long time, so it's really cool to see Lucas, you know, grow up. And yeah, he's a cool kid.
Gay, openly discussing it in a children's program.
I think it's gutsy. I'm sure there's plenty of backlash going on.
They kind of played it off like they did it on TV first, so it's not as big. And then maybe in the future they might do it on like one of their like big movies or something.
It could be a little more realistic with the, because it's conflicts. It's like that little boy is just comfortable. You know, usually a little boy that knows he's gay in middle school, they're not comfortable like that.
If my kid was watching the Disney Channel, I wouldn't think.
With all due respect, I don't think a cisgendered heterosexual man can accurately determine what's realistic or non-realistic for LGBT kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm aware that a lot of LGBT kids go through hardships and insecurities, but it's also super important for them to realize that their lives are not always going to be like that. You know what I mean? If we want to make a better world for marginalized communities, we have to show them that their lives are not always going to be plagued with, sadness and rejection, these negative things, but that their lives can be filled with love and acceptance and a sense of belonging. I really dislike portrayals of the LGBT that are always so hyper dramatic, as if gays have to go through like suicide or getting kicked out of their homes and all of these super dramatic things. Like, how are we supposed to move past that in real life as a community when we can't even get past the status quo? That's why I feel like it was so important for Jonah to react the way that he did, like super chill and really nonchalant, because it's not only important for other LGBT kids that are watching the show to have hope, but it's also important for their peers and their classmates to watch and be educated on how to appropriately react.
And you want to see representation, like whoever you are, you want to be represented.
Kids have been gay for the longest, like ever since like time began, most likely. And
ever since the Big Bang,
something that's connecting to these
gays have been out there just
they're
being
gonna see it
completely
and
fabulous.
Be like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. They're not gonna feel weird.
Find out your mom is your grandma and then your sister is your mom. That's crazy.
You all have been
Things like that can happen though.
for my whole life. Ooh, girl, Andy, you better talk to them.
It should be on the prayer episode.
Yo, I love that kid.
Yeah, who makes up that kind of lie?
These are things that do happen in life. That's probably
They're kids.
So even if you are in support of this being in a children's program, can you see any validity in the concerns that some people have?
I think that's honestly bullshit. Nobody goes, oh no, they shouldn't be showing kids that. What? You shouldn't have crushes in the 3rd grade, but what's not okay is having a girl like another girl in the 3rd grade. That's where we draw the line, apparently.
Exactly. It's a double. Like, there's so many double standards enforced by heteronormativity in media. You know what I mean? Like, why is it okay for a boy and a girl to show like puppy love or like harmless crushes in elementary school, but as soon as there's a kids show that has a gay storyline, it's all of a sudden inappropriate and everyone's up in arms and ready to burn down Disney?
Do you think that kids should see these kind of storylines?
Honestly, I do. But I'm guessing that the parents aren't showing them because they're nervous about something. I think they should because it can teach them about it more. It can just help them in the long run to understand it more, because that way if someone's like, I need help, I don't know what's happening, you can be the person that can help them out and understand.
And even go further, or do you think that they should limit what type of characters are portrayed for kids?
Well, I don't like putting limits on anything.
A lot of children's programming will become a lot more open. Because otherwise you're going to have such a sheltered world.
There should be somewhat of a limit, especially more adult content. You need to, with age, you will grow with new TV shows that hit those topics. But I think having exposure to
stuff. So I feel like this trend will continue.
I feel like there's going to be more storylines, and if there's a limit, I will do a protest and have everybody sign the paper and bring it to the Disney Channel studio and be like,
alright guys, so that was my reaction, and that was really cool. That was good stuff. Yeah, it was really cool hearing the opinions of the little kids, I just gotta applaud Andi Mack, man. It's such a groundbreaking, revolutionary show. And it's also a testament to how important representation in children's media actually is. And yeah, man, I wish I had shows like this when I was growing up, because my childhood would have been a lot less rocky, for sure. And I've always known that I was into boys, back when I was in 3rd, 4th grade. I didn't quite understand it back when I was that age. So if I had a show like that to kind of guide me along the way and to just teach me that there was nothing wrong with me, then things would have been a lot more smoother. But I guess that's why I appreciate Andi Mack so much now as an adult, because I'm so glad that kids these days have something to look up to. And so yeah, it was a cool video, and I have no clue what I'm going to react to next, but if you guys have any suggestions for shows that I should watch and react to, just let me know and leave them in the comments below. Later.